Live in 5, 4, 3.
Hey Rad World, Rebekah here, and I am also here with the wonderful Daniel Murphy. Tony is not with us today. Don't worry, he's okay. He's in Vegas shooting Kill Dolly Kill. So
Yeah, he's definitely okay. It looks like he's having fun.
he's having way too
We're
much
just
fun.
right now getting like pictures and videos sent to us kind of as we speak, and it's really nice to see what's going on.
Oh, for sure. What's the page that everybody can check out what's
On
going
Facebook,
on?
it's just called Kill Dolly Kill, Dolly Deadly 2. Sequel to Heidi Moore's Dolly Deadly.
Which you can find on Amazon Prime,
You
I'm
can,
pretty sure.
You can, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You just
Okay.
grab a DVD or a Blu-ray or...
Plug. Okay. So, welcome back to another episode of Spoiling Dead, where we talk about the Walking Dead.
Yeah. Last night's episode.
Yeah, the latest episode of Walking Dead. Don't forget about our mid-season swag bundle, so be sure to leave a comment below to enter in that. I will give more information at the end of the episode. Okay, so the action certainly
What was
has
this one
not
called? What was this
stopped.
episode called?
This episode was called Monsters.
Monsters.
Monsters. Do your voice.
Monsters.
That was good. So the action certainly hasn't stopped. The casualties of war have increased, and we find out that Morgan isn't the only one that is turning to the dark side, and baby Gracie is okay. That's all we care about. Well, kind of.
It was one of the things.
That was one of
it
the
wasn't
things.
all we care about.
That's what I was worried about most of the time.
I don't know.
But let's, what better way to start than at the top, at the beginning. Before the opening credits, we see King Ezekiel still with high hopes, with his, and yet I smile. We will lose not one of our ranks. I love what he says. It's so great. It's so great.
He's very inspiring.
So inspiring. And then we hear that creepy whistle, and I thought for sure they were goners, but they are still succeeding in kicking ass.
Yeah, they were smarter than that. That was cool.
Thought.
That's the way that they did that. Was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it really was. It really was. It definitely brought me into the episode more. And within that beginning little sequence, Carol makes a really good point. She says that they have the numbers, but we have the strategy. And I thought that was interesting, which is so true. But then it also made me think of Negan ended up knowing their plan.
Right.
So now they have numbers and most likely a strategy. Like, he's got something up his sleeve.
Negan's
so
definitely
what's gonna
got
happen?
something. We talked about that. He's definitely
Yeah.
got something else going on now.
So then that's like they're going to be outweighing our group because they have the numbers and now strategy. So that makes me a little nervous.
I think, obviously what it's gearing up to is in the end they'll all come together and make a good plan and it'll work. Maybe.
I hope so. I don't know. But so after that, we are with Morales and Rick in their little showdown. And we find out that Morales didn't know that it was that Rick from Atlanta.
Yeah, not right away.
Right.
Well,
he's like,
he knew it was.
It is you.
I think it was like the way I interpreted it was like he knew it was like Rick from back in the day, but he didn't realize it was Rick from whatever the situation was he was talking about. That's kind of how like he didn't put two Ricks together and come up with Rick. That makes sense.
Like he knew that there was a Rick involved, but he didn't.
I don't know.
That
It was a little
the
confusing because
Rick.
last week I felt like he totally knew who he was.
Right. Yeah.
And then it was to me like this week it felt more like he knew it was Rick from the camp, but he didn't know it was the same Rick that was also at Alexandria or wherever it was he was talking about.
Okay.
Like he'd heard the rumors about Rick, but didn't connect the dots.
Right.
And now that he sees it's him, he knows that he's traveled the same rough road that he traveled.
Oh, for sure. He's trying. He's trying to justify his actions. Saying that he lost his family and claiming that they're the same.
This is what this whole one was about. Everybody's a monster.
Oh, for sure.
It's just how
what
you're
level
perceived.
Of monster are
Right.
you
It's just
in
how
this
you're
world?
perceived by your people. I mean, everyone else is going to be considered the enemy.
Right.
Regardless, and they're going to look at you as the enemy. So
right.
You don't get to be perceived the same way from those people as you do from your own.
I mean, you have to be a little part monster to survive in a world like this.
And that's the whole point. Yeah, you do.
For sure. So we saw a little glimpse, at least I thought, of remorse when Rick told him about Glenn. Do you think... Did you see that too, or...
He did, because he realized to the extreme what Negan's done to Rick's group then, as, you know... So if it's that many people in one group, obviously Negan's just doing this for fun. Like, and then when he connected the dots, obviously he knew all of them. And for them all to survive this long, until Negan got their hands on him, like, obviously it was uncalled for.
Yeah.
But he's probably connecting some of the dots back to what happened when he was found too. Like, he's probably seen it, but again, he helped him in his mind. He's been brainwashed like the rest of the Negans.
And maybe Negan really keeps a close mind on what he shows or tells certain saviors.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So maybe he didn't realize, Morales didn't realize that Negan was that bad.
I don't believe that any one of those people know truly what the real Negan is like.
Yeah.
Because he puts on this act and this show that's, maybe it's not an act, it's just become his reality now. But
I think not Trevor.
I'm kind of waiting for him to snap
He plays
out.
Trevor in...
Oh, in GTA?
Yeah,
I can't even
what's
remember his real
name?
name. But
Simon.
I know, Simon, yeah.
Simon.
Simon in the show, yeah. But it's just, I keep waiting for him to have one of those moments that the King does with Carol every now and then, like, just to snap out of who he is and become who maybe he used to be. I don't know if he can, but I think he's too far into it.
We did see him snap out a little bit when Carl was at the his compound or whatever, his camp, and then
I guess that's
with
true.
like Judith,
I
he was
actually
kind
forgot
of
about
sweet
that.
about with Judith.
Yeah, but that's not Judas Toast.
No, don't say that. Which we will say, speaking of Judith, and with baby Gracie, we saw a ton of posts showing that bunny.
Yeah. It's totally her in the premonition.
There's the bunny in Gracie's crib, and then it's the same bunny in that
Right.
flashback.
My
or
brother
flash
actually
forward.
sent me his theory on it a few days ago, and it's like, man, yeah, that's gotta be
And then we
her.
see all of
and
these
now all of a
pictures,
sudden, all these
yeah.
pictures of this rabbit thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that just either leads you to believe that Judith doesn't make it,
Yeah, which is sad.
which I think in the comic book she was a goner.
She was,
anyway.
I think, in the comic books,
Her
which
and
we won't talk too much about the comic
Yeah,
books,
her and
but I
Laurie
think
died
it was,
together in the prison.
Yeah,
I think
so. But back to Morales. I think seeing Morales is leveling Rick, is keeping him
it's just another
and
it's
reminder,
another
like-
notch in his belt. Like, little
Yeah.
things are happening to bring Rick back, and Daryl's not helping.
Oh my gosh, he is meddling with dark forces.
He doesn't
better
know,
left
but he doesn't
alone.
know that, because any other day of the week that would have been how they handled it. But
Yeah.
Rick's having another,
A moral battle.
life crisis, and he's
Yeah.
trying to become a better person for everyone. He had that running with Carl at the gas station, and that guy that, a lot of these things are happening.
Shooting over his head, yeah.
Right. So Rick's trying. What it's doing is it's taking some of the power away from all of the main characters, and you're going to have all these divisions. So what they're doing with the show is they're taking... Rick has always been the leader. The show is just... It's not so much that they're killing Rick off, they're just transitioning from Rick to all these other groups and leaders.
Right.
Which expands the universe, which is obviously what they're trying to do, is just kind of keep it going.
For sure.
And you can't keep a story like this going with one group. It's just really, honestly, people need to get
really
used to
hard,
it.
yeah.
So they're not... I don't know that they'll kill him. I think that they would be nice if they did, but they're not phasing him out. They're just
Right.
expanding.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Which is a good thing. I mean, that's...
yeah.
We shouldn't be irritated
when you
or mad about that. Like, that's a
right,
good
no,
thing.
it's a really good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and when we see that happening with Rick now, this is part of his standing down. Daryl's not going to change. He's just the way he is.
Yeah, this is true.
He's instinct. He's not going to stop. So
He is, yeah. Which they have a really close call. Oh my gosh.
yeah, that was crazy, wasn't
That
it?
was really crazy. I mean, we kind of talked about this a little bit before, but, during all of this, I was honestly just worried about Gracie. I'm like, oh my gosh, all these gunfires are going to be waking her up, and she's probably crying. Like, is she okay? And then the moment that Daryl said that he was out of ammo, then I'm like, oh shit. Oh no, are they going to be okay? And then that made me worry about them. But that was intense.
That was the only time I've ever worried about Daryl.
Yeah,
And
me
and
too.
I really didn't think they were gonna kill him, but it was the only time I've ever gone, oh shit,
I know.
he
Yeah.
might get hurt here.
And then I thought, like, oh, those sneaky bastards, because he was a guest on Talking Dead, and they, said that he
I
was
didn't
a
go
guest
that
on
far, but
Talking
yeah,
Dead.
man.
But they named him as a guest. So I'm thinking, oh, those sneaky. They named him as a guest to make us think that he's safe.
Yeah,
but
they wanted everyone to tune in as well.
Of course. But I have a question. Like, with you doing movies and special effects often and things like that, if you really shot a fire extinguisher, wouldn't it blow up? Or would it do the same thing that it did?
In movies, different things can happen just for the desired effect.
That, but...
I think with a powdered canister, that if you shot a hole in it, it would just do that.
Really?
Because it's just releasing
have, like,
dust.
CO2, and it would, like...
I don't know. Maybe.
What we need to do...
Some movies, they explode, and some movies, they blow out smoke. And some movies, they shoot down the hallway.
Oh, that is true. I
Some
have
movies,
seen
fire
that.
comes out, which makes no sense.
Yeah. What we need to do is have, like, a Walking Dead myth or something and try all of these.
We need to debunk everything.
Yes. That sounds fun and dangerous.
Yeah, we could do experiments with real zombies.
So, after we find out that, Rick and Daryl are okay, we see more Polaroids being taken.
Rick's
of
taking
dead
pictures.
Saviors. I think he has... Well... He took him at Negan's place, and then somebody else, a random person. So there must be more than one Polaroid.
I think there's going to be
an
ultimate. There's going to be an ultimate butting of heads, and Rick's going to show those to Negan just to help break him down, just to show this is what you've got left, and this is what we've taken out. Like. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing that Negan did. It's a scare tactic that obviously works.
Yeah. And I think that is obvious. That is what they are doing. But I also thought, like, what if it was because they were collecting stories for history to tell? You know what I mean? I don't think that's it, but that would be kind of cool.
And it's part of history now.
It is, yeah. They're creating...
cameras are hard to come by.
Yeah.
I think that I would take pictures of nicer things.
Right? But, I mean, they have to document this.
Right.
But
I think we'll find out, and I think it'll be a worthwhile wait
I think it will be too.
Put that into play.
Yeah. So after that, we find out that the guns are taken to Gavin's outpost. And I personally think that that's a good thing. What do you think?
Well,
I think it's a good thing because I think Gavin
was it though?
Yeah, because that's what Todd said.
But what happened at the end?
Todd died.
Those guns were that shot everybody up were the guns that they were looking for. Those big freaking guns that shot up at the king at the end. That's the guns they were looking for, I think.
See, I didn't think Todd would be lying.
They were looking for big 50 caliber weapons. He was
going to...
Yeah, that's what... So Negan
I don't know that much
around.
about guns. So they said the name of the guns. I'm thinking like, oh, guns are guns. I did not put it
pretty
together
sure
that it was those
at
guns.
At the end, those big hucking guns that come out and shot everybody up, that's the guns they were searching for.
Well, did you see the sneak peek? Do you watch Talking Dead?
I did watch The Talking Dead last night.
Yeah, with the sneak peek, Daryl and Rick are going down the road, and Daryl's in his bike, and they come up on this truck, and the back pops out, and it's one of them guns. I'm assuming those big guns.
Yeah.
So they're not at Gavin's place.
Well, they're transporting them around. So what I'm seeing in that preview is them trying to still track down the guns as they transport them. Like they're getting intel. They got information from that kid. Mm-hmm. So they're going to go there, and they're already going to move the guns.
And Gavin is obviously going to help them.
Well, the thing is, it's connecting the groups back up, because now you got the king. Mm-hmm. I know we've jumped way ahead.
We are jumping ahead, but that's okay.
But you've got the king now in trouble with a gun. By the time Rick and Daryl get there, that gun's going to be on the move in a truck. And I think that then that's what they're going to be going after.
That makes sense.
So it's just everybody's kind of coming together. I don't know. That's the way I see it.
I'm so mad at myself that I didn't even put the two and two together. I was just thinking
I may be wrong,
whatever.
but
I don't know.
I kind of remember one of them saying there was some big 50 caliber guns.
No, it is. You're totally right. That's what they were saying.
And that's what they got from Todd right before they blew his head off.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, right before Daryl blew his head off.
So, yeah, which is perfect because...
Which brings us back to
my wonderful notes. No, I'm just kidding. So, Daryl is going dark, and I don't know, now that I think of it, I feel like
it's not Daryl's going dark. Daryl's the same. Rick's getting better.
You think
and
so?
the contrast is different. Daryl's
But
always
even-
been that.
Well,
Hey, listen,
even
if
when
you
they went first to Alexandria, he wanted to go out and find people, and Rick did not. So
Yeah, but-
he had a little moment to where he was
okay,
like,
that's
going
fair
up.
enough. But if you come around the corner and your best friend is there and there's a guy with a gun to his head and you can shoot him right now in the head, what do you do if you're Daryl?
I know.
You kill him.
Well, do you think Morales deserved a second chance, though? Since you saw that little glimpse of...
No.
You don't think so?
No. Because he snapped right out of it even after he felt a little bit sorry for him. He
He was
just came back to being
right.
Negan again,
That's
full
true.
on. He remembered his motto.
That really, though, and now I'm kind of like backtracking. That, I was not expecting that. That was just like a...
I mean, I was
Oh, like, one
I
of
was
those
expecting
moments.
Daryl to come round the corner at any moment. I didn't think it would happen quite
Like
that
that,
quickly.
yeah.
But in that situation, that would be what Daryl would do.
Oh, for
we
sure.
just got to see a side of it that Daryl wouldn't normally have seen.
And then now with Todd.
Right. Any other... I mean, even though we knew who he was, obviously he was a different dude. Now, Todd's situation's a little bit different. Because
he
that
was
kid was
surrendering and
he surrendered, he
give
was unarmed,
information.
he gave him the information.
Yeah.
That was a bit hasty.
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
Right. That
Yeah.
kid would have pissed his pants and run away.
Yeah.
Had he got help, oh well. Like, they would have been out of there by then. Like, so that one was a little extreme.
Yeah.
So...
I think that they had to do that and make that one more extreme, as it basically, like I said, another notch in, like, Rick's belt. Like,
Right.
it needed to be more extreme for Rick to snap
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah. So, like we had stated, like, Rick obviously disagrees. Is this going to create a rift between him and Daryl?
It's
Is
gonna
it going to
be
be a big argument during
a
this
rift.
war that they're trying to fight?
Yeah, I think there will be a riff. I think there'll be some kind of upset. It'll just be a lot of shoving and stuff, you know. But
What if Rick tries to stop Daryl from killing somebody and then Daryl dies because of
see,
that?
that could be. But what if it's Negan and Rick stops Daryl from killing Negan? That would be the ultimate try showdown.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that would be Rick's. You know, I don't know. Who's to say in that premonition when Rick walks out there, Negan's sitting at the end of that table, and he's just like eating spaghetti and cookies
And drinking lemonade.
and drinking lemonade. Let's hope not. Let's hope his head's on a platter.
He needs to be on a spike.
Yeah, right in the front gates.
That's right.
They need to clone him and put two heads on spikes.
One on either side.
Right.
So, we're gonna drop the mood down a little bit. Poor Eric. You don't even care. Look at that look. Look at that side
It's
look.
not
You
that I
guys, did you
don't
guys
care.
see that side look?
How many times have we said he's the next one to
I
die?
know.
Like, we
It's
kind of
still
prepared
sad,
ourselves for it.
though.
He had a nice death. It wasn't a
He
bad
did.
death.
He did. It was really nice.
Well,
but
it wasn't
really,
a bad death. Of course it's bad. He died. But, you know,
Yeah, it was
it could have been
somewhat
worse for him.
peaceful. Yeah, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
But I honestly think that Aaron thinks that he's going to be okay. You know, he states that there's an exit wound, and you can tell that he's hopeful, and I think when he leaves, he thinks when he comes back, Eric is still going to be there.
I think it's
he's
just
going to
that
give him help.
he's a positive guy, and he's trying to keep him up and trying to keep himself up just so he can give himself the strength to go fight, because he knows that's what he has to do, and he deep down knows he's probably going to die. But so it's just a defense mechanism
I was
more
just
than
going to
anything.
say that, yeah.
I mean, people do that. I mean, it's better off that way for both of you, especially the one that's dying. Like,
Yeah,
you don't want to hear,
Eric
oh my
was the
God, there's a
strong
hole, comes all the
one
way
for
through.
him.
Oh shit, it's right through your lung. You're not gonna make it.
But Eric was still the strong one. Which,
They were both strong for each
cute-
other. That's how strong their relationship was,
Right,
Rebecca. That's
right.
what basically. I mean, it just sums up who they were as a
Right.
couple.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's just what they both deserve to do for each other. It's simple as that. Like, it would be what you would do, I think.
I would be freaking out.
Well, you don't know that until you're in that situation.
This is true. This is true. This is true. No, but a cute little useless information.
The actors for Aaron and Eric had created a little bit of a backstory for their relationship, and that line that Eric says, saying, "I had a hunch," was they created this backstory on their 5th date. Aaron tells Eric that he loves him, and Eric replies, "I had a hunch."
Yeah.
And that's just like, that makes it so much more meaningful, and you can see it in that scene. Like, once I found out about that, you can just see that emotion in this scene. And I love how actors do that, how much they put into their characters and become their characters, and that's really inspiring. You know what I mean?
Right, and you got to, especially if the scene is that powerful. Like, there has to be a connection. There has to be something that makes that just gives it strength. So. Yeah,
do you guys
it was
hear
really
that?
good.
They're coming for us. What'd you do, Dan? What did
Wasn't
you do,
me.
Dan?
It wasn't me. I'm like looking out the window.
It's the apocalypse that's happening right now.
I hate hearing sirens.
I know, me too. We're not doing anything wrong, but it still gives
not
me
for
like
that.
the
It's like you worry.
heebie-jeebies.
You worry. It's like, oh, what's that about? Like,
Oh,
I worry a lot.
do you?
Yeah,
I do
I've
too.
got kids that drive. It worries me.
That would worry me too. Well, I have a kid, so
She's
she
not
just
driving.
worries me in general.
Right.
Her attitude worries me.
Just wait.
Okay, anyway, getting way off topic. We find out that Aaron is going to be taking Gracie, and, I have my own thought on this, but do you think Gracie will be okay with Aaron? Do you think that whole situation's going to be okay?
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what the guy needs. Like,
For sure, I agree.
and
An
instantly,
emotional anchor.
to me, I would see it if I was in that situation, which I know you've tried to do to us before.
Yes, I have.
But if I was in that guy's situation, I would see that as a sign, like it's a destiny thing. Like, oh my God, not reincarnation.
Right.
It's
but
just a thing that had to happen right then to keep him going. Where it came from, you explain it. But stuff like that happens in
For
life.
sure.
Like, things come along and you meet people and stuff happens just at the right time, it seems like. So I like the way they did that a lot.
I do too, because he just
And
needed to distract himself.
But you instantly saw him holding that baby and you felt worried and you felt you felt upset, right? As soon as he's like, I'll take her, you instantly were like, hell yeah, give him the kid. That's exactly what needs to happen. Like,
well, then you see
everyone,
him look at Gracie when he's holding her.
And he is going to defend her to the death.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So, yeah, it was meant to be. That's the way they wrote it. That's the way it worked out. I agree.
Yeah, I agree as well. What do you think will happen if or when Aaron finds out that the saviors, the prisoners of war, are at Hilltop? Because that's where he's headed.
I think
because he's obviously like siding with Tara and Daryl at this point.
But
would side with
his
them.
attitude is about to change. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he would be open to it.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. But then his fella just got killed by one.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
that's why I think he would not and just be like would demand.
I don't know.
Them be out.
You know how it is when you have a kid. No matter how you obtain this kid, probably, the way you think about things changes. So you automatically want to protect, and all that,
No matter how you're gonna do it.
Some people
you
do
protect.
it in a more extreme kind of way. Some people
that would be called coddling.
right, but some people are like, I don't know. Would he just want to hide away with the baby and act like nothing's going on, or would it be like, hell no, don't let him in? Like, how is he gonna handle it? Like, he could be any which way now.
What if one of the saviors recognizes the baby?
No, I don't know.
Like, oh, that's George's baby.
But we've seen the baby. I don't know how. We still don't know about these premonitions. But we've seen the baby in the future with them.
As we think.
It's got to be her.
I mean, obviously. I mean, the same bunny, but so we think.
I don't know.
So
I feel
far.
like he's one of the more passive of the people. And after losing a loved one, even though it was by the hands of them, I feel like he would still be even more passive.
See, I completely disagree.
I think he's gonna flip it.
Respectfully disagree.
I don't really. Yeah, I don't know, but that's how I'm feeling.
Because he was there during what started this all. He was there on his knees when Negan did his stuff. And from the beginning, he wanted to fight. He was with Rick, and Eric didn't want to fight at first, and he even explained that. He's like, I brought you into this.
But maybe now that Eric's died, he's changing the way he's thinking because of Eric. Like, maybe he's just I was too selfish about it.
And now that's true. I didn't think of it like that.
And now having this baby that he's gonna probably more, no doubt, help raise.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe within the back of his mind, it was their kid. Like, that would have been their moment to have a kid. So he's going to treat it like it's their kid. So he's going to change. He's going to change him.
That makes sense. Yeah.
He's
that
going to
definitely
bring
brings it around. For
Right.
me.
He's going to bring more of him with him now, which is what Rick's starting to do too a bit. And it's the whole motto of the story this week is like the monster thing. It's the Jekyll and Hyde thing. It's like, you know, everybody's
Yin
got the
and
monster.
yang.
It's how you handle it.
Yeah, it's how you balance it.
And Morgan's just going right back to the old Morgan we used to know. Remember?
Yeah, he's
Starting to whack out.
He's starting to whack out. He is starting to whack out. Randomly though, this is so random. This is so random. Where is he gonna put Gracie? Do they have a car seat?
They're not
Is she
gonna
just
think
gonna?
about
It
the
looks
car
like a
seat.
newborn baby. Is he just? Where's she gonna? Is he
he's
gonna
just
buckle her in?
It's like when you get a new puppy, you just lay it on your lap while you're driving. Like, what? I mean, who's gonna
Okay,
grab?
that's true.
Really? What's the chances? I suppose people have crashed a lot in this show, haven't they?
Yeah.
From things happening, but I think he would.
Just hold her the whole time. I think that's probably what I would do.
Yeah.
Is hold her because she's old enough
I
to
think
hold
probably
her
what
her
they're
head
gonna do
up, I
is
think.
not show the car ride at all, and he'll just show
Show
up
up to
somewhere,
the,
and he'll be laying on the seat. I don't know, or laying on the floor, covered in
It.
pillows.
It's a girl.
It's a girl, yeah. It's an it.
It's not.
I'm not that attached to it yet.
Oh, I am.
No,
I
obviously it's had its moments, but as a character,
I'm already attached. Team Gracie.
to me, if they're bringing in one more baby, it means the other one's gonna have to go. So I mean, that's sad, isn't it?
Just like they do with. We're not even gonna go there.
I mean, it's just how it
We're not
is
gonna
in
go
this
there.
show.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
can you do with that many babies? That's why Maggie's not got a bump yet. Like, what's happening there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I thought maybe she would end up kind of adopting that baby, but I can't imagine them bringing in some weird extra storyline like that just to cover the fact that she's not showing.
Right. Right.
I'm thinking too deep into it.
No, that's okay. That's what we're supposed to do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right.
So, prisoners of war. There was a lot more than what I thought. There was
Yeah.
almost like twice as much as what I thought.
Jesus.
Jesus.
What is he thinking?
Speaking of Jesus, I
Oh my
highly disagree
gosh.
with him.
He is
And-
wrong on this one.
Oh my
Sorry.
gosh.
He really is. And
They're
he was
gonna
one of my
crucify that
favorite-
guy.
You were so bad. That's so bad.
No, but like this whole time, Jesus was like one of my favorites. He just, from the beginning, I really enjoyed his character. And now he's really starting to irritate me. Like, really bad.
He is annoying.
He is very annoying. And I honestly don't think any of the prisoners have any good nature in them. I honestly don't think so because you keep saying that they are the bad guys. As much as we are monsters in some way,
Right.
they are the bad guys. Like that long-haired little
It's
creep.
take
He's talking about
take that
Ben.
whole group and focus on just Morales because
Yeah.
now you have a bit more backstory of one of the Negans, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know he used to be a good guy, but and he even said after his family died, Negan's
they
gang
saved
picked him
him.
up,
Yeah.
right? They saved him, so
Saw something in him
the
worthwhile.
brainwashing begins. You
Yeah.
know? So it's not that these people.
I think a
weren't
lot
good.
of them were bad though, even before.
Right, but Morgan was also whacked out too at one point. Tried to kill Rick a couple times. Remember that?
That's
and he
true.
came around.
But I mean, even
But now
before
he's
the
going back.
apocalypse,
I
I
know.
feel like that they were
this
bad
is different
people
because
before then.
maybe true too. Because a
Yeah.
lot of the people that would have survived would be those types of
Oh,
people
for
that have
sure.
already killed people that know, just
Yeah.
people that don't give a shit. So yeah, a lot of the groups comprised of that, but there are members of that group. Morales was one of them that were good and had a family, but imagine putting yourself in that world and watching all your family get killed. Imagine that. Imagine watching
Your
that.
heart would get really hard. Heart
Yeah,
would get really
and that's
hard.
what Daryl's doing.
Yeah.
That's what they're showing is everybody handles it differently. It's
Yeah.
how you handle it.
Yeah.
We've all done bad shit.
Yeah.
But how are you gonna deal with it?
That's true. Still.
Jesus is
Still.
Jesus is trying to deal with it the same way Morgan was trying to deal with it, and it didn't work out for
really
Morgan.
is. No.
I mean, he's trying to do that passive thing, which I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah, but why? It seems like it's all of a sudden to me.
But you still have to have, like we talked about, you still have to police the bad ones out.
yeah.
Just,
But doesn't
and
it
you got to
seem-
set examples. Like you can't just let everyone live. That's how the good people die.
Oh, Oh, for sure. For
because
sure.
it's survival.
Yeah, and they have a job to do. Like, they're causing more problems, and I think they're going away from the original
It's
plan.
not the time right now to deal
exactly.
to bring on the peace movement.
And
like, they're in the middle of a war.
Exactly. And how dare Jesus think that it's okay to bring it back to Hilltop with a pregnant lady there?
Right.
Like, that she would be their target. Like, oh, for us to get out, we would just have to try and get her.
I'd say she's pretty well protected, but you're right. Like, it's just trouble brewing.
Yeah. Completely.
And it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
But they had a plan. Like, that's
sure.
why Morgan's spinning out, is because he was the passive one, and in order for the plan to work, he had to go to that place again. Mm-hmm. And now he's kind of just trapped in limbo because he comes out the back door, and there's all them survivors. He's like, you know what?
And then he sees that guy,
and now he wants to kick Jesus' ass for it.
Oh gosh.
That was one of the best fights.
That was absolutely amazing.
And Morgan just wasn't going to back down.
Oh my gosh. And I think, like, obviously he wasn't all there, especially after the fight, and he's like, what?
Right.
But he was out for blood.
He
was ending.
That angry, he went to a place that, he just went into fight mode.
Yeah, he just, like, blacked out.
Yeah.
But, like, when he had that last move to his throat, I legit thought it stuck for a like sliver of a second. I thought it went in. I'm like,
I would have loved that.
Jesus.
Even Tara was like, dude, you're not wrong.
Oh, for sure. And like, for story's sake, that would have been pretty crazy for them to do. But as a fan, I would have been so mad. As much as Jesus is irritating me, I still would have been like, what? Look, he's not.
Nobody is right and nobody is wrong.
Right? Yeah.
There needs to be a balance, and in
Yin
order to
and yang.
right, and in order to create a little bit of tension, a little bit of extra tension, there has to be some extremes.
Yeah.
And a troubled one that doesn't know what to do anymore.
Right.
That's how people change too, and that's the struggle that we're seeing. That's why we're getting the close-ups of people's eyes. It's like it's what's
all
in their head.
Personal. Yeah.
Right, it's personal.
Yeah.
How each person is handling it. I love it. I love that they're doing this.
Too. Yeah. Because you connect with the characters more.
Right, but it's the only way to take a character and change them completely. We've talked about how there's no way in my mind they can change Negan and make me like him. But there's been moments with Rick that they do a great job of making him become different. And
you kind of hate him for a little bit, and then you love him and cheer for him.
Right, it's amazing.
Step, yeah.
It's very good.
Really
it's good acting, good writing, and I'm actually really impressed with this season so far.
Me too.
And this was non-stop action, this episode.
I mean, even the episodes before, it has been non-stop. And here we're coming up to the 4th episode, and Gimple said several times the first 4 episodes are going to be non-stop. So I'm so curious on what the 5th episode is going to be like. But,
yeah,
whatever.
It's coming.
Yeah. But another useless information that I thought was kind of cool, when the walkers are rolling down that hill, which was a really cool scene. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was a bit like, what? There was no rustling. Like, just a couple popped up and then you saw them rolling down. But yeah, it was a new way to bring the zombies into the scene.
They only used 3.
Yeah, they changed their clothes out and stuff, didn't they?
Don't you think, okay, so you as a
that would take a long
filmmaker,
time.
Would it be easier to use 15 actors or use 3 and then change them out?
A scene like that, they probably filmed as they were out on location doing something else and utilized all the people that they had that day, and they didn't have many extras. So, the scene worked. To use, what was it, 3?
It was 3.
I mean, as long as it wasn't. The hard part in my mind would be the makeup, but I would imagine they just made a slip-on mask for that. Like a stunt mask that they could just use quick. So no, that's practical. Makes sense.
See, I always thought, I was like, when they said that, I thought that would be more
You'll see,
work.
But what we're doing right now with Dolly Deadly, like it's just angles. You can take a small space, make it a big one, just changing the pictures on the walls, and just having people changing clothes and whatnot. It's practical. It's what's done. But I was actually impressed that that's what they did there, because to me, I wouldn't have. I fell for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next? I was surprised and then not surprised that Gregory
should just skip him,
actually
'cause
went back to
fuck
Hilltop.
Gregory.
I mean, you have to be honest. That whole interaction there, that little scene, was kind of funny. It was
funny, but I'm not buying it. Like, why is she letting him in? Like,
I completely agree.
It's just,
yeah.
he's just a weasel. He'll say
is a
whatever he
weasel.
can
Well,
say.
he lied about Gabriel.
Right.
Because
He's
she's
full of
like,
shit.
that's Father Gabriel's car. Where is he? I don't know who that is.
Right. He says whatever he has to say to survive, and that's
For
why
sure.
that's why he's still alive.
Yeah, I am so surprised
And now
that
he knows
Maggie,
he can't be with the saviors. Like,
Yeah.
that, I hope something bad has to happen to him. So there's no use for that guy anymore, other than trouble.
Well,
And if they're letting him in, it's probably like, oh, we let him in, let them in.
exactly, with the prisoners. Yeah, I thought, because she said he's not worth killing right now. So is she going to say the same about the prisoners? They're not worth killing right now? Like, is that what she's going to go? I still am surprised that she let him in.
I mean, I get the whole
That's so crazy.
jail thing, but you just need more people to watch him. Like, it's just a whole lot more
For sure.
work. I'm not against the idea of prisoners in jail, right? Because that's how you start a justice system of sorts.
Yeah.
But the timing's wrong. They're in the middle of this war. Like, I get he wants to be peaceful.
Like,
then
smack dab in the
you,
middle
Jesus,
of the war.
go stand in the back and we'll fight the war. And then after then, we'll pick through the people that survive and we'll start over that way. Like, don't do it in the middle of the war.
Completely agree.
Because there's no time for them to turn around and fight for you.
Yeah.
Unless that's part of, I don't know, maybe Rick will use those photographs to show the rest of the team, like, this is what we did. But some of them people in that group don't give a shit. Like that.
Like that long-haired
Yeah, he's got to go.
creep got rip his throat out.
He's got to go.
My dad, I will yell it at the TV every once in a while, but when I was growing up, we always watched Walker, Texas Ranger, stuff
Right.
like that. And my dad would always yell at the TV, and he'd be like, "Get those creeps, rip their throats out!" Like, oh man, my mom would hate it.
Oh, I do
but
that for this
so
show.
funny. Oh, I do too. I
Yeah.
do too. But yeah, back to Gregory. And this is the last. Yes, this is the last thing about Gregory. At
Good.
least so we won't stay on him too much
I
longer.
already have a bad taste in my mouth.
Drink some water.
It's not helping.
I am just like so surprised that Maggie didn't press him for information when he said that Negan knew that they were coming. Because as far as I am concerned, they think they still have the upper hand with their plan. They still think that they caught Negan by surprise. But Gregory said, that he already knew about it, that it wasn't him that ratted them out, that he had already knew the plan. And I was just, like I said, surprised that Maggie didn't.
To me, it's almost like
press him.
somehow, and I don't know, like they have a way, like a line of communication somehow. Like, they took out all these outposts and they've been signaling. Like, I feel like somehow they are able to communicate somehow, whether they've got runners.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've got a really good system. They're not showing it, but I feel like that could be happening with the good guys stuff. But because we've seen a little bit of them like flashing mirrors at each other and shit like that. But no, so part of me makes me wonder that she does know, and then that's how what was Carol's line?
That they have the numbers, we have the strategy.
Right. So maybe there is more to the strategy of the good guys. See, we're talking about Negan having an extra little secret going on. Like, maybe they both do. Maybe that's the twist. Maybe there is a more over here, and maybe there's more over
Like,
here.
if
Like,
Negan was not surprised.
maybe they are
this
one
is our
step
other
ahead. Like what
plan.
we saw with... I mean, they're clearly going after these guns.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hot on the tail of them. Unfortunately, some of them are on the wrong end. Well,
know.
seems like all of them are. Like, why are they chasing these guns? Maybe they should leave the guns alone.
I know.
But, yeah. Daryl's okay, I'm sure.
Daryl's totally okay. I was going to say something. What was I going to say?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Something about...
Ba-dum-bum.
See, I talk too much and
Dang
get you
it.
distracted.
No, you're totally fine.
Was it about... now I can't think of it. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It might come up. But, what a cliffhanger. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah, it was good.
Like it was one of those episodes where it ended and I just like threw my hands up and I was like, what the
What?
They're
Why
like,
couldn't this be an extended one?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be a whole week till we find out what happens. There was like 4 people that covered the king, which is so sweet.
Redcoats.
It was so
Where's Jerry?
sweet. Jerry had to go. Jerry walked away to start braining the guys that they killed. He's like, we're going to be here a while. Might as well take care of them. So Jerry walked off.
So Jerry's still alive.
And, well, maybe.
Oh, he could have got shot.
We know Carol's okay because we already saw her in a commercial. But
We did.
yeah. But we don't know if Jerry's okay. We don't know if Shiva is okay.
No, they haven't used that tiger enough yet to kill it. That's how I bet the tiger jumps up there and kills the guy on the gun. That's how
They're
they
way
get
up
out of
there,
it.
though.
He'll climb up. Tigers climb trees and shit.
Oh my gosh. Like, because I didn't even realize it until I was working on notes. And I'm just like working on notes, typing away. And I'm like, oh, we know Carol's okay. Jared, I was like,
But we also know that
Jared!
Rick's coming. Remember? Rick's going to where the gun is.
But we see.
What's the timeline? How far behind is Rick from where they are? Like, they've been doing this, basically.
I don't think Rick is heading where they're heading.
I think he is. I think he's going after the gun, and that's where the gun is.
But I don't.
And I think when he gets there, that's when, I don't know, the gun gets loaded in a truck. But there's
it's
2 guns,
I think
right?
there's multiple guns.
Yeah, there's 2, I think they said. I can't
Was
remember.
there 2?
I think
I
there's
thought
2.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
know why I
then
remember
one's
this
where-
information. 2 50 caliber guns of some kind, I thought is what they said, but you know
That's
me.
probably right.
I helped us lose that quiz show we were on, you know.
Well, no, I sucked it up that night too. That was pretty pitiful.
You carried us to the end.
I don't know about that.
Without
I think
that.
it was like 5 points to 20.
Yeah, but you got us to the final. You know you did. Right? These guys know.
Speaking of which, yeah, we did a trivia with they said we said they said we said. I'm so sorry, I butchered that. They said we said. Amazing YouTube channel you guys need to check out as well. Really great guys. No, but I was gonna say is how are they gonna get out of that? Because they are in a very large, clear area. There's no cover. I mean, they're sitting ducks.
Yeah, I agree.
They are absolutely sitting ducks.
They're FUCKED'd.
Good one.
I think they are.
Saved.
The king's safe. He's under a shield of bodies.
He is. And it's just like, at the beginning of this episode, when he kept saying, not one of our ranks.
Right.
Not one of our ranks.
Now
It's
they're
like,
all dead.
You're gonna jinx yourself, dude. What are you doing?
We knew it was coming. I mean, we knew that was coming.
I know, but I'm the type of person that I can get really lost in an episode. And as much as, like, can guess what could come, things are still a surprise for me because I allow myself to get lost in the episode. So even during that, I'm like, dude, you're gonna jinx yourself. What are you doing?
Well, that's what they want you to do. That's how you.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's how you get attached to people. That's how you get emotional. That's what they want. They want to rip you all different ways.
Yeah. And they certainly have done that.
Yeah,
that is for sure.
Just in this one episode, it was good.
It was really good. So let's wrap up a little bit. We had already talked about the sneak peek.
The sneak peek.
With Daryl and Rick behind that truck, and the truck goes down, and it's that, what is it called?
It's just some kind of big, heavy.
But you
machine.
said the
it's
name.
a 50 caliber gun.
50
of some
caliber.
Kind. I don't know my guns or my calibers.
If you know your guns,
But
leave it in the
50
picture.
cal is pretty big.
Leave a picture of a 50 caliber. Maybe your 50 caliber. I
Wait
don't
a
know.
minute.
In the comments below.
We don't want dick pics. No dick pics.
We don't want a picture of your 50 caliber.
No.
We just want a picture of
Keep your guns to yourselves, fellas.
And we see another clip of the red machete, and that one was really good. I loved how they did that with the fast forward through their stocks and stuff, and
why you need to keep your hair cut.
Yeah, which is so crazy. I would not have thought of that. Like, I would have had my hair back anyway, but you can grab a ponytail pretty easily. So
what sucks for me is now that we've traced that back, I'm just waiting for that little skit thing to go into the farmhouse with Herschel.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it's got to, don't it?
Yeah.
At some point, it's got to show.
So, do you think we're going to be shown at the mid-season and then they're going to do something the second half of the season? Or are they going to carry it all the way through?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
What would you do if that was you?
With that thing?
Yeah.
I'd leave it with a cliffhanger that showed the transition into
So you
some
would
kind of
carried out the
crossover.
whole...
It's not a crossover. I mean, it's a crossover for the Red Machete. If they're
Mm-hmm.
using that to connect Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead, I won't be very happy.
It
Because
won't be
that's
very
a terrible
clever.
way.
Yeah.
I like that if they do it, fine, do
Mm-hmm.
it, because I'm liking this Red Machete thing. It's cool, but don't do it in both
Right.
if that's what they're doing. But yeah, I would like to see that just float through the whole thing, leave us with something on the mid-season, and then finish it up after. Maybe in the hands of Herschel, or Herschel giving it to Rick, or whatever the hell went down with that thing.
I want to go back to the episodes and see when he actually picks it up, or
it
when
all
the first
goes-
time he has it.
It
you
all
know?
goes hand in hand with the people. Like, as far as like Morales was saying, people have a journey, right? When they start, they're not always the same there as they are when it finishes. Like, it's like following that weapon and all the stories that it's told and can tell now because of all the people it's touched and killed and whatnot. Like, it's everything has a story. And maybe that's what some of this thing with, like you said, with the photographs is. Maybe it's not so much that he's literally documenting it, it's just that everything has a story to be told. I don't know. They got a lot of deep little things that they do, and I like it. And that's why I like this Red Machete thing. Like, it makes you think.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it when they did it for Fear the Walking Dead. Like,
Yeah.
they had little clips during Walking Dead that you
Right.
got
It's
to
just
see.
it's
in
just a
Fear the
nice
Walking
little
Dead.
thing to kind of just tie in. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
But it's just clever how they're now doing it with just simple as the Red Machete. Like, they're not explaining it; they're leaving it up to us to figure out
Yeah.
if we care, and it's just cool.
And that's another thing that's really cool is as simple as the Red Machete could be made into something
Look how many
that's so
stories it
interesting.
tells, right?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it's, again, just like us.
Yeah.
We've all got a story to tell. We've all been through something.
For
It doesn't
sure.
mean you have to be a person. Like, it's nice that they're actually doing that. It's clever.
For sure. Yeah.
Because you can tell more stories maybe with an object than you can with a person. As far as
Let's do it.
it's like when they when they did the
Yeah.
dollar bill and it was like, where's George? Remember that? And you
No.
could track a dollar bill serial number on the internet, and it told you where people have actually
I
tracked
don't remember that. That was a thing?
Yeah, and you could
Is
track.
that still a thing?
You could track the money and see where it had been spent.
How many strip clubs it's been?
Exactly.
And
Oh.
they're like, oh, I don't want to keep
Makes
this
people
one.
want to. Yeah. Well, maybe some people might want to smell it. I don't know.
No, but we need to come up with something.
But it's clever. Like,
it is so clever.
everything has a story.
I like it.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like it. Okay, so another useless information that I thought was super cool, because if you guys do not know, we're from Indiana, and on Talking Dead, there is a woman that called in to ask a question that was from Terre Haute, Indiana.
Don't you remember, though, a while back, a guy from, it was Kokomo or Rochester, called in and was just like,
I don't remember that.
he was just being really weird, and I remember him being
Leave
like,
it to Midwesterners
it was one of them
to being
weird like churchy callers. You guys are going to hell, like, you
We're
know.
like smack dab in the middle of the church belt.
Yeah,
What is it called?
church bell, Bible bell.
Bible belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that doesn't surprise me.
But-
But she sounded so.
But she was into it. Yeah,
was,
Terre Haute.
Yeah, but not just that, but she had a twang. Like, you could tell that she was from this area.
Have you guys heard yourselves? Like, I might be the only person around here that hears y'all.
Well, I don't, because if you went back home, well, maybe now you
Well,
would
they
be able
think
to
I'm a
hear
redneck
it.
when I
That's
go
what I'm
home.
saying. But
Thanks a lot.
yeah, we don't hear our accent. So
Oh,
is it pretty?
I don't really anymore here.
Yeah.
I mean, I just.
But you did when you first got over here.
Yeah.
Like, even like for me, when I don't really have a southern drawl, but there's some things that you could probably tell that I'm from the Midwest. I say
ways
"ope"
you say things.
"ope" when I bump into people all the
Ope.
time. "Ope."
I say whoopsie daisies.
Oh,
No, I don't.
that's so cute.
I really don't.
Oh, another cool thing. This is totally like not about Walking Dead, but tell us where you're from, and when you bump into somebody, what do you say? I'm just curious. So random. Leave it in the comments below.
Whoopsie daisies.
And I say, "Oh,
Oh.
I would just say excuse me.
Oh.
Or I'm sorry.
No, I say, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh. Oh. You have to do the hand gesture.
I do.
Like,
I do.
I didn't mean anything by it. Oh. Back up.
So, we have the episode 4 coming up next week, and I thought it was kind of funny that Robert Kirkman. This is not the funny part.
Okay.
Robert Kirkman is going to be a guest on Talking Dead, as well as Lil Jon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Okay.
Lil Jon's been on there a couple times before.
He was. Was it last year that I was?
I don't know if it's a couple, but I've seen him on there.
I feel like I did talk about this last year on the show, and I thought that it was weird that he was on. I guess he's like a huge super fan.
Yeah, a lot of people like The Walking Dead.
That's kind of cool. I don't know why. It just seems random. I don't feel like rappers with like Walking Dead. I don't know why.
Everybody
It's
likes
so
zombies.
bad.
Everybody likes zombies.
That's true. And a surprise cast member. My heart hurts.
Why does it say maybe it's Heath? There's no way. Why is it gonna be Heath? Why are you so stuck on this guy?
Because nobody has said a word about him.
Jeez, there's so much going on.
We haven't seen him.
What about all these saviors they've got prisoners? Like, man.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Hey,
at
maybe
least
he's
they would
one
have
of
said
them.
it once.
No.
One time, and nobody has said a word.
think
Not
they're
even
going-
Tara, and she was the one that was last seen with him.
But lots going on. Like, in that world, you'd forget people because you would assume they're dead and you put them out of your mind to make yourself deal with it better.
I wouldn't,
he's
because
he's gonna
I
come
would-
back. They're gonna explain
And
it.
this is gonna be him. He's gonna come back, and then he's gonna die, just so they
No,
don't.
They
have
just did
to...
that with Morales. That wouldn't be fun to see that again. To me, he has no relevance anymore anyway. Like, he's out the
I
group.
just find it so crazy because even like, okay, if I was Tara, one time, I would just be like, man, I hope Heath's okay.
Who's she gonna say it
Nothing.
to? Who else cares?
To herself, to Carl or Carol or somebody.
Carol would be like, bitch, there's a war going on. You focus on that.
Like, no, something.
Yeah, I don't know. He'll come back. The timing's wrong for him. It'd be,
Okay, so
unless
I
he shows
understand-
back up and saves somebody, that would be a good way to bring him back. Right now, if he just showed up, like,
Right.
it's like nobody's got time for you, Heath.
I mean, it just
You fucked
seems
off.
to me. It just seems like such a silly way for him to go out and us not to hear or see, hide or hear of him.
No,
since,
and that's why I
because
say
he's
they'll.
all
Ex-
of all
yeah,
of
but
them
they
gone.
did that with
The
Morales in season what 2?
No, but his story was like, hey, we're gonna
They
go see our
part ways.
family, and they just part ways. Heath, there was those track marks,
haven't they done
and
this
then the
before?
little card with the PPP on it,
Listen,
and then there's no explanation.
Heath's going to be at the Whisperers. That's where we're going to see Heath. When all this crap's died down and they're
Then what's the
introducing...
PPP?
I don't know yet. We're not supposed to know yet. I don't know.
I don't know why that's fun to say. PPP.
Maybe it's not PPP. Maybe it's I'm at the 3 mountains.
It's totally it.
It's a camel with 3 humps. I don't know. You're looking. It's upside down. It's a clue.
Maybe it was DDD.
You see, we're not
Because
supposed
if you
to know.
flip it around, a P upside down is a D.
I don't know.
Oh.
Your battery's dead.
Oh. You were saying it too.
Oh.
You were officially a
Did I do
Midwestern. Yes.
All right, let's wrap this up then, because now I'm talking like you. We can't have that. We can't have that.
Okay, so that's all we have for you guys today. Remember to leave a comment below to be entered into our Spoiling Dead mid-season swag bundle. That is a mouthful. So basically, every time that you tune in and comment, that's how many times your name gets put in a hat or box or Dan's pants.
I have deep pockets.
And then at the mid-season, we'll just randomly pull out a name, and yeah, the more times you tune in, the more better chance you get at winning free stuff. Well, how can you not like that?
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things. Yeah, I like it. That's what we should call it.
Yeah.
Spoiling Dead.
The Stuff and Things giveaway.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not the Spoiling Dead swag bundle anymore. It is the
It was a
Dead.
mouthful anyway, Rebecca.
It was. It is the mid-season Stuff and Things bundle. I don't know. Should there be another?
Stuff and Things giveaway. I don't know. Stuff and Things.
I like it. Clever.
We'll work
Good
on that.
job.
Next
We're
week we'll
working
have
on
a
it.
nice jingle. When Tony's back, we'll have him make something.
But I do want to tell you that just, for a little incentive, in this Stuff and Things bundle, you could get some Spoiling Dead merchandise, some Walking Dead merchandise, toys, shirts, something like that. I'm just saying.
Something. We don't know yet, but it's going to be good.
I have an idea. So, yeah, guys, if you liked this episode, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel, Rad Entertainment. Dan, where can we find you?
hmmfilms.com is the best way, and then just click on whatever looks nice.
Which is everything.
Everything looks nice.
And you can find me on Instagram at GeekyLarpChick89. There's a bunch of behind the scenes of Spoiling Dead, Rad Entertainment, HM&M Films, lots of fun
Need to
stuff
put
that
some
we
Dolly
do.
Deadly stuff up on there for people to see. There's lots of that.
I will.
Still
You'll
some
see
of
some
that.
Kill, Dolly Deadly stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't do that. Yeah.
No, you can't.
No, I'll work on it, guys. I'll work on it. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Bye.